let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It's the start of a brand new day, you beautiful early risers, and thank you very much for joining us once again on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Just gone 7 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. We are live, large and in charge, and always so good to be in your company. My name is Katlego Maboe. Welcome to Expresso. Now, it's Grooming Tuesday on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we can't wait to polish up on all things grooming ahead of the week. Our fashion and beauty editor, Knox, brings us her top 5 makeup hacks for video calls, while Tabiso shares how he masters his suave look each morning. Take a look at that man, huh? Styling for the gods, as he likes to say. And if that wasn't enough to get your morning started, then stay tuned, of course. I've got the lovely Jordan Tui joining me again for a beautiful Tuesday Tunes performance coming up a little bit later on. And I promise you, you don't want to miss out on this one. Let's just say it's a classic. It's going to be one to certainly savor and enjoy in the moment. That coming up a little bit later on. But in the meantime, let's say hello to the rest of the team. Morning, guys.
Good morning, Kat. Good morning. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Uncle Tabs. You're looking good this morning.
Thank you. Keeping it simple in black. I might have an outfit change or not a bit later on.
Listen, we're so excited to going through your tips and your hacks and making sure that you're looking fly every single day, because we wanted to know all your top secrets. So getting into that today.
There's a lot of secrets, Jamie, and we're going to be sharing and unpacking them. I'm excited to see Knox because, you know, Knox is an all-rounder. She's able to speak about women's fashion and grooming and easily move to men's fashion and grooming. So that's going to be quite interesting. But we have posted our first post on Facebook. This morning we're asking, it's all about grooming and health today. What's the first thing you do when you walk into your bathroom? Hashtag Expresso Show.
It's an interesting
one.
Very interesting question.
Yeah.
Literally, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I go and open the taps and then I go back to bed for 5 minutes.
Jamie, there's a water issue in the country.
Yeah, but I put it slowly.
Jamie, there is a water issue in the world.
Guys, but slowly, a little, because I must bath in the morning.
5 minutes, guys. Jamie runs the water for 5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
While she snoozes.
2.5 minutes, But what do you do? What's the pressure on me, though?
I have no words after this. I can't even say a thing. I can't say a thing. So think about what you do in the morning and be honest, I guess.
Be very honest.
Be honest, like Jamie has been honest. We will change and fix this issue. But please do, we want to hear from you. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, with that hashtag Expresso Show. Time for us to look now at what's happening around the world. Hopefully a lot of people saving water. But here's Kat with a look at the news.
Let's do it.
5.
Oh, questionable practices there, Jamie Lee Domberg. I think we might have to put you back on level 5 lockdown. Well, here's a look at the news headlines on this Tuesday morning. On the national news front, the Department of Social Development says it'll study the Gauteng High Court ruling of yesterday that allows independent nursery schools, daycare and early child development centers to reopen immediately if they comply with safety precautions. Judge Hans Fabricius accepted testimony by experts that children become less ill if they contract the coronavirus and are probably less contagious. He said the decision to keep nursery schools closed under level 3 of the lockdown was unlawful and unconstitutional. In other news, hopes are high as trials for the development of a vaccine for COVID-19 are continuing in South Africa. The trial is in collaboration between the universities of Oxford and the Witwatersrand. With Professor Shabir Mahdi, Director for the South Africa Medical Research Council Vaccines and Infectious Diseases Analytics Research Unit, who heads up the trial in South Africa, earlier said they are trying to see if they can gain 60% immunity to the vaccine in the study. If not, it will not be powerful enough to pass as a viable vaccine. Professor Mahdi will be interviewed here on the show in a short while. On the international news front, China has vowed to gradually phase out the slaughter and sale of live poultry at food markets in a move welcomed by animal rights activists amid the coronavirus pandemic. The announcement came as China stepped up inspections of wholesale food markets and outlawed the sale and consumption of wildlife after a recent COVID-19 outbreak in Beijing was traced to a major agricultural wholesale market. The virus is believed to have emerged at a market that sold live animals in the central city of Wuhan late last year. Meanwhile, Musa Juwara, the teenage striker for Italian Serie A club Bologna, said it was a dream come true to score his first goal this weekend. The 18-year-old, who came on as a substitute, first arrived on the Italian island of Sicily in 2016 on a migrant boat from Gambia as an unaccompanied orphan. Now, then aged 14, he dedicated his first goal to his grandfather and the Italian couple who adopted him. His compatriot Musa Barrow scored the other goal as Bologna claimed an unlikely 2-1 win over Inter Milan. And now news of the Queen's ban on certain food. Queen Elizabeth has the luxury of having chefs cook for her and for her royal pooches. Now, we're told that the Queen's corgis have their own special menu. At one point, she had 12 corgis at the palace, and every day they had a selection of meats, including chicken, beef, rabbit and liver, as well as cabbage and rice laid out for them. But there are two foods former royal chef Darren McGrady said they were absolutely prohibited from cooking with for the Queen. He said, quote, "We could never serve anything with garlic or too much onion," he recently revealed. Now, rare meat and anything too starchy is also not very well received by Her Majesty. Another former royal chef, John Higgins, shared the all too obvious reasons for the Queen's ban on garlic and onions, saying, "The Queen is a wonderful lady. The royal family are wonderful people, but they're missing out on garlic because at Buckingham Palace, you don't cook with garlic. I suppose it's in case you get the royal burp," he said. And now turning our gaze to the world of entertainment this morning, the South African Music Awards, or SAMAs, yesterday announced that they are the next awards show to go virtual amidst the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The hosting organization, the Recording Industry of South Africa, detailed that the 26th annual ceremony will be broadcast via TV and streaming in 5 installments, all airing between the 3rd and 7th of August at 9:30 p.m. The first 4 episodes will be 30 minutes long, with the 5th being a 45-minute grand finale. Commemorated under the theme #ForTheCulture, it will be presented by a powerful duo of hosts, while a star-studded assembly of guest presenters and panelists and a glittering lineup of performers, all who have yet to be announced, will keep the vibe going. The red carpet will be hosted on Twitter, and everybody is invited to show off under the spotlight. The show said the official media release, music lovers are in for an exceptional virtual experience that'll capture the fervor, excitement and magic that is associated with an event of the SAMA caliber. Well, stay tuned to Expresso to find out all of the updates as they become announced. Well, that was it for the news at 7 o'clock. Right now, let's take a first look at the weather. Here's Jamie.
Thank you so much, Kat. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Let's have a first look at the weather this morning. But first, let's also take a look at the pictures that you sent through. First of them coming from Buddha Lebo Tulani, says, "What's up, family?" With this image taken in Davidtown in Gauteng. Now, Gauteng can expect a low of 5 and will reach a high of 22 degrees. Another one coming through from Sam Cross this morning, sending his greetings with this one from Durban. Now, Durban, your temperatures range from 13 degrees to 24 degrees. Thank you to both Lebo and Sam for your stunning sunrise pictures. We hope you have a great start to your Tuesday morning. Now, many parts of the world are presently experiencing extreme weather conditions. In Japan, continuing inclement weather is expected to bring more torrential rain and flooding. Now, the death toll has reached at least 50, with many more missing. In India, lightning has caused the death of a further 23 people, bringing the totals to 60 in the past 4 days and 150 in the past month. And back home, the South African Weather Service has issued a special alert warning of heavy rain, gusting wind and snow over the Western Cape and parts of the Northern Cape from Thursday into the weekend. Right now, let's have a look at the temperatures for the rest of the country. Starting off in Polokwane, clear skies are expected for you today, with a low of 4, peaking at 25 degrees. For you, Umbombela, your range is 6 to 25 degrees. Pretoria, 5-24. Johannesburg, 6-22. For you, Mahikeng, your minimum temperature is 8, peaking at 25 degrees. Klerksdorp, 7-23. Kimberley, 6-22. And if you do find yourself in Bloemfontein today, it is -4 with a high of 21 degrees. Richards Bay, your range is 14 to 27 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, 10-24. And if you do find yourself in South Africa's playground today, Durban, your range is 13 to 24 degrees with 25% chance of rain today. Now, partly cloudy conditions can be expected in Mthatha today, with a minimum temperature of 3 and a maximum of 22. East London 14, 23. For you, Craddock it is 0 with a high of 20, and then the friendly city of Port Elizabeth, your range is 13 to 20 degrees. Now, there is a 56% chance of rain in George today, with a minimum temperature of 5 reaching a maximum of 17. And if you do find yourself in the mother city, Cape Town, your range is 12 to 17 degrees. Worcester 5, 16, Sutherland 3, 15, and last but definitely not least, Uppington, your temperatures for today is 5 with a high of 23. But of course, whatever the weather, wherever you find yourself on this beautiful day, happy Tuesday to all of you.
Well, it's already got a smile on our faces. It is certainly a happy Tuesday. I hope that you're enjoying it with us so far. Now, today we'll be getting quintessential tips on grooming from our very own style maven, Uncle Tabsy.
Oh, is that me?
Yes, yes. Do you accept the title of style maven?
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
Yes?
Katlego, that is a lot of pressure. But I'll take it.
Of course, this alongside our fashion and beauty editor, Nox Mafu, she'll be sharing as well.
Well, we know that putting your best foot forward is one surefire way to obtain instant confidence. Really, it is. Faking it till you make it also works sometimes, but adding the simple armor of a striking shade of lipstick for the ladies, maybe, or anyone who's into lipstick for that matter, or a freshly trimmed beard, which I can tell you, Katlego and I will tell you that when you've had that fresh trim, the confidence levels, they elevate for the gods. They do elevate your image to project to others. And of course, NBA Hall of Fame star Robert Parrish expressed this the best when he said this.
He said, good grooming and hygiene are essential. It's never too early to start being concerned about your appearance. First impressions are everything.
And they last. Okay, he didn't say that. I just added that.
Can't add that to what Robert Parrish said.
Yeah, no, actually
Robert Parrish said what he said. He didn't stutter.
Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. We'll do a quote for me later on in the show.
As a style maven.
As a style maven, first impressions last. Thabiso Makubela.
You didn't say
2020. I just said it now, Katlego.
You can't claim that.
Bruh, I just said it.
Make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yeah, bo.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's the time of the morning when you feel good breakfast show when we wish you, our loved and loyal viewers, a very happy birthday, because you know why? Today is your special day. And you're sharing it with somebody truly, really, really cool and very, very amazing. The one and only Minnie Dlamini Jones.
Minnie, it says Zani Jones. Mini
Hair, guys.
but
Hair, guys.
we're spicing it up, but it's Mini Dlamini Jones.
She's turning 30 years old today. Happy birthday, Minnie Dlamini Jones. Now, of course, she's been making waves in the entertainment industry for the longest time over the years. She has dominated the screen in shows from her own reality show to sports shows. She also hosted the PSL Awards 4 consecutive years. She's now has a skincare range called MD by Minnie Dlamini, and we just enjoy seeing her succeeding in every aspect of her life. She's a source of inspiration. You know what I mean? She
really
owns
is.
her own production company. Yeah. She's just full on doing
she does
things.
It also effortlessly. I can't believe she's only 30. What, 30 today?
That's incredible.
I feel like I've grown up watching and seeing Minnie Dlamini.
Yeah.
And it's insane. Happy birthday, Minnie Dlamini Jones. Absolutely. 30th. Welcome to the 30s, baby girl. But of course, we do have many other birthday wishes and celebrations going on today. Time for us to take a look at your birthday celebrations and wishes that have come through. The first one is Aman.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Aman. What is the message?
The message reads, I wish my baby boy Aman Adams a happy first birthday. May the Almighty grant you many more years and good things. May you stay as cool as you always are. Love from your dad, mom, Abdu Dian, and Uthman, and Ma Latifa as well. Then a happy birthday to my baby's daddy, Bafana Manzi. May God spare you many more years with us. We love you so much. And this is from Mbumi.
It's also Kanyisa's birthday today. It says here we wish Kanyisa Yankees a happy birthday. May you be blessed with all your heart's desires. Thank you for being a wonderful daughter, aunt, cousin, and sister to us. We love you. This is from your family. Happy birthday. And then Patricia, a wonderful day for a wonderful lady in our lives. May God keep blessing you more. Happy birthday, Ogi. This is from your family and your friends. They love you.
Hey, I'm taking this moment to wish my son Lukhanyo Sishuba a happy 19th birthday. You've been a dosage of good things, my child. Yes, there were bad moments as you've grown up, but we've soldiered on, and here you are today, a happy and beautiful grown boy. And this is from your mother, Nwabisa. Happy birthday to you, Lukhanyo. I wish my dad a happy 52nd birthday. May Allah reward you abundantly, and may He grant you all your heart's desires. This is from love from Ridwan, Adila, Ikshan, and Tashneem. Happy birthday to Mr. Hassan.
Here's some double celebration, almost a double trouble for your joy today. Happy 19th birthday to my boys, my twins, Sipho and Sibusiso Mahlangu. Look at the boys. I thank God for everything that He has done for us. May He continue giving you wisdom and all the desires of your heart. Stay blessed. This is from your mom. Happy birthday, you boys, on your 19th birthday.
Beautiful birthday messages. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. Of course, wish your loved ones a very happy birthday by sending those video dedications with those sing-along songs to 071 640 6551. And also, please email those pictures and birthday messages to birthdays@cardova.tv. And if today is your special day, happy birthday.
Absolutely. And maybe you want to call that special someone on a video call today. Then listen, we have all the top tips for you this morning, because absolutely video calls have been our go-to method for staying in touch and keeping our work life going during this pandemic. And you may be on the lookout for some quick and efficient ways to prep your beautiful face. While we are joined in studio by our fashion and beauty editor, Nox Marfu, this morning, and she's about to give us quick tips on how to look fab for those back-to-back video calls and meetings. Because Mama, we all need it. We've been talking about fashion so much for this past few weeks, but let's not forget about the face, because that is the first thing that people sees.
100%.
You know what I mean? So,
and I think a lot of the time people don't realize that if we feel good in our faces, we're much better able to, express ourselves in fashion and stuff. So it really does sometimes start with the beauty, prepping the face, and there's some quick tips to cheat sheet this whole thing.
You had me at prepping the face. That's something what I always struggle with, because you don't want to, especially because you're at home, it's a video call, you don't want to put layers of makeup, so you want to look flawless and just have that fresh face. So guide us through it, teach us your ways.
So I think let's start with prepping the face, because I think that's such an important thing, Jamie. And I've been loving, obviously my cream cleansers from W Beauty, but actually what's really impressed me at the moment is this enzymatic cleansing powder, which actually has a rice extract. Yes, it's a powder, and this is good for cleansing your face. So you just, with wet hands, put it on your hands, and then you use it, and it's a deep exfoliator, and it's got rice extract, and we all know that rice has a lot of healing powers in it. So you can use something like this or a cream cleanser, which is also available. And then of course you can hydrate the skin, you could tone if you want, because of course that's very, very important. So of course I tend to like to use the brightening day cream, which is also a very, very nice consistency to work with. But of course then to hydrate the skin, because it's so important to make sure that you've hydrated it. This is a favorite. As you can see, we've been using it in this
I was just about to say, like, I'm not trying to be a plug right now, but this is my go-to thing. I'm just like,
helps. It really does. And I mean, even now, as we're about to start this fresh face, I mean, I'm sure you guys can see that no makeup on this face.
Wait, you woke up like that?
I woke up like
Must
this.
be nice.
So, I mean, this is a great way to start the face. I've already like, maybe let me just do this now.
There's just something about, you must do the shimmer when you...
The shimmer, just to feel expensive. But this is a really great way to get the skin ready to kind of receive the nutrients and the new ingredients that will come in with the makeup. So a lovely way to set up the face before we actually do the makeup.
Okay, now getting into the makeup. Because again, it's a video call. You don't want to go layers and layers and then having to take it off all. You just want to make sure that you look presentable for the video call, but still like, you know.
But still able to move, because I think a lot of, you know, our viewers are also doing a lot of things. You're taking care of the kids, you're running between meetings, you're going to the shops, and a heavy beat is not ideal in this situation. It's not functional. So a fresh face for me is usually what works. You want to obviously focus on the eyes. You're most likely to wear a mask, and I hope you are wearing your masks. So a lip might be not your biggest focus at the moment, but you might just want to focus on the eyes, and that's what we're going to do today.
Are you're going to show us?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn around a bit.
Go.
Okay.
Well, we are here for you.
Yes,
we just came for you to like teach us.
So I've put my hair, you just need to excuse me guys, I need to obviously prep the hair, make sure that it is out of the way. But now what I love to also start with is just a bit of concealing, if you will, because I think obviously we tend to look a little bit tired. So I'm going to kick off with the W Beauty Long Wear Max Foundation with SPF 20. Now I love this because it's great for medium to full coverage. It's really, really beautiful colors. There's a great range for all skin tones. I won't use a lot. They're quite generous with the amount here, but what you can do is you just start off obviously in the eye area, because we'll find that there's a lot of tiredness and dark rings. I mean, I struggle with that at the moment. So with kind of a good use of product, we are going to tap that, dab it on, put it through the eye in an upward motion, and already you're starting to see, you know, the skin absorb it. It feels so good on the skin, and you really don't need a lot of product to really finish the look. So I like to start this off and put that on my eyes, kind of.
Already you can just see that highlights the eye area, and you look like 10 times more awake, like you just had a good cup of coffee.
I just woke up, and I mean, even, ooh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, cool. So that is just a really lovely way to just start off the skin. Let me just dab this in more. And then of course now we can start with the eyeshadow. Now we're all probably used to our normal eyeshadows that kind of go with the dust palette, which we're quite used to. Also very nice, but what I'm really loving at the moment is what we call the cream eyeshadow stick, right? So this is a 2-in-1 applicator where in one point it's a creamy, beautiful foundation that slides very easily over the eye. And then it comes with this amazing nifty brush. So I'm gonna start off just by showing you each part of this. So I've got the Goddess color, which is really subtle.
Oh, that's
gorgeous.
look
Gorgeous, really romantic. I'm not looking for a heavy look today. So I'm just gonna add this on here, and I just love the way that it glides over my eyelid. Just
convenience at its base as well, because you can literally just pop it in the bag. If you are going for a quick coffee run or a shopping run, while you maybe have to answer a call and they're like, we need to like do a meeting, you can still be like cute.
100%. And the way you blend it in is so easy. It feels natural. You can put as much as you want. I'm really not looking for something too hectic this morning. So, you know, you might not pick it up as much, but there's just already a nice little glisten that's there, that's bringing up, you know, my morning freshness. So, I mean, obviously now the eyes are there, they've been set up, but of course the most important thing is to bring in the pop, is to contour the eye itself. What I love to do for this, and of course for people who love a winged liner, if we had a lot of time, we'd be doing that through, but this is a felt tip liner, amazing kind of design. I love the way it's so sharp in the way that it's been created, really, really easy to work with a beautiful grip over there for you. And in there, you can just add one line just to fill in the eyes and make them look a little less tired.
Girl, you are doing the most. I feel like South Africa's just got a one-on-one tip of how to doll that face up. Well, listen, Mama, we're gonna let you continue.
Let me do my thing.
It's so easy for you just to get dolled up, fresh-faced, and I mean,
and it feels amazing. And it feels amazing. So you can do this every time. Use simple products and make those colors and eyes shine.
Guys, Nox Mafu over here, everybody. Absolutely, Hoolies has got you covered for all your video calls and meetings to make sure you are looking radiant and flawless and fresh-faced for the day ahead. Remember, you can shop all the latest beauty products in Woolworths, at Woolworths rather, in store, online, or on the Woolworths app. Give us a smile there.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
With COVID-19 infections increasing every single day and the peak approaching, so too does the urgency to find and develop an effective vaccine. So recently, the first vaccine clinical trial on the African continent was started here in South Africa, led by the Professor of Vaccinology at Wits University, Shabir Mahdi. Now, the Professor joins us to tell us a little bit more. A very good morning, Prof. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolute
It's good
pleasure.
to have you. It's so good to have you. Professor Mahdi, how is this clinical trial going?
Well, it has started off reasonably well. I think the reception that we had from the community when we started to make it known that we were about to embark on the study was quite phenomenal. As an example, in the first 3 days of us doing what we call a pre-screen, and that is just for people to come forward that were interested in participating. We had close on to 800 people that arrived at our doorstep. So we literally needed to ask people not to come any longer because our facility was being overcrowded. So it certainly has had a lot of interest on the part of the communities where we operate. And now the difficult work really starts, and that is to actually get people to start being enrolled into the study, to make sure that we're not causing any harm. I think following up on the safety of the vaccine is of utmost importance. And unfortunately, the only way that we can do that is by getting volunteers to participate in the study. And then beyond that is really to determine whether the vaccine actually protects against COVID-19. And as you pointed out, the reality that we face right now is that we're heading to a situation where we're probably going to continue having waves of outbreaks, at least for the next 2 years, unless we can get a vaccine sooner.
What will specifically be the aim of this vaccine, and how are you anticipating or hoping that it'll work?
So the way this vaccine is constructed, there's a number of different technologies that are currently being developed, being used to develop a vaccine. In fact, this is one of close to 150 vaccines that are either being developed or that have already been developed. There's of those 150 vaccines, there's about 11 vaccines that have gone into clinical trials. The vaccine that we're evaluating is the one that is furthest down the line in terms of clinical development. So when we evaluate vaccines, we go through various stages of clinical evaluation, starting with a few less than 100 participants in what we call phase 1 studies, which allows us in terms of determining whether the body mounts a good immune response to the vaccine, as well as provide an early readout with regard to safety concerns. And then we scale up to phase 2 studies. And what we're doing in South Africa is sort of the equivalent of a late phase 2 study, which allows us to be able to assess both the safety of the vaccine as well as what is especially of interest to us, and that is whether the vaccine actually protects against COVID-19. Now, like I mentioned, there's a number of different technologies. Of all of the vaccine studies that are currently being done, this is the only vaccine study that's being done in Africa, and in fact, there's one other study that's currently being done in Brazil, which are sort of middle-income countries. For the rest of the vaccine studies that are being done, they're all being done in high-income countries. And I think it's important to emphasize that because there's a false perception that Africans are being used as guinea pigs. And they can't be anything further from the truth. Because right now, there's a huge amount of competition across the world by scientists to be involved in these vaccine studies. And unlike a vaccine for TB, malaria, or HIV, where there's very limited opportunity to do those sort of studies in high-income countries, the reality when it comes to COVID-19, as we've seen transpire over the past few months, is that there's almost no country in the world that has been spared the effect of COVID-19. So it's not to say that companies are desperate to come to Africa to try out these vaccines. That is really a misperception. In fact, if anything, we're struggling to get companies interested to do these studies in countries such as South Africa.
But Prof, you're collaborating with the University of Oxford in the UK on this trial. Please tell us about how this collaboration came about and what exactly it entails.
So this vaccine that we're evaluating is known as a non-replicating adenovirus vaccine. Which basically means that it uses a virus that doesn't really cause disease in humans. That virus is sort of genetically engineered, so it can't actually replicate even after it is injected into a person. So the study in South Africa is being led by South Africans. There's academic input from the co-investigators, collaborators in the United Kingdom, and they've fortunately provided us with a vaccine to actually evaluate.
You know, Professor, this is starting to sound like a brilliant script for a movie, and I think you would have to take one of the lead roles in it. And if we had to play it forward to its crescendo, its big finale, obviously it would mean that the vaccine is successful, which we certainly hope it is. If you are successful, when do you think it would be ready to be made public?
Initially, we were expecting only to be able to get a readout as to whether this vaccine was going to protect against illness or not by the middle of next year. But on the current trajectory, in terms of the speed at which people are getting infected in South Africa, we probably will get the readout as early as November of this year.
Wow.
So once the vaccine, like I said, right now, in terms of what we expect, as well as the United Kingdom, both of us expect to be able to get an answer as to whether this vaccine works by the end of this year into 2 separate studies. And there's a third study that's taking place in Brazil, which very likely, because of the huge outbreak they're having in Brazil as well, will also provide us an answer as to whether this vaccine works. So we'll probably have information from 3 different studies, separate studies, which shows whether the vaccine works in different populations. The next major challenge is to actually have sufficient ability to manufacture the vaccine at scale. because this is a vaccine that we're going to need not 1 million doses or a few million doses, we're going to need billions of doses.
Yeah.
So that sort of process is currently underway.
Sure.
Wow. Professor, we're in awe of the work that you do, and we're wishing it, willing it with every ounce of our being that you are successful. So all the best of luck to you and your team.
Thank you for having me.
And that was Professor Shabir Mahdi of the University of Wits University. He is, of course, the Professor of Vaccinology over there. And, of course, as mentioned before, finding an effective vaccine is a global priority. And the work being done by the likes of Professor Mahdi and his team at Wits is certainly a testament to South Africa's scientific capabilities. We wish them all the best.
Some very encouraging news, and good to know that it does come from our very own backyard. Well done to all of the team that is involved there. Now, before we get cooking in the kitchen, remember that Woolies have partnered with Gift of the Givers to distribute food care packs to families in need, filled with a balance of protein. There's fresh fruit and vegetables and other staples, as well as hygiene products. Now, you can help someone in need today by scanning the QR code on the screen with the SnapScan app on your phone, or you can use your own banking app and, of course, donating whatever you can towards filling a bag. As little as 10 Rand would provide one person with 3 meals for a day. Think about that. How incredible is that? And the daily difference that you can make to someone's life. There's really no amount too small. Now, first up on the menu today in the kitchen, we're making a grilled broccoli steak for lunch. And so that should please you very much. It pleases me because I've been very much on like a very green, vegetarian, I don't want to say full-on vegan, but vegetarian kind of way of doing it.
Are you a flexitarian?
I think I am. I'm more of that, leaning towards the greener side of things.
Okay.
And this dish is a marvel. It'll change whatever lingering thoughts you may have about vegetable-forward dishes. Broccoli steaks are beautiful. Broccoli, anything. In fact, yesterday I had pea and ham soup with broccoli and cauliflower.
That's great.
I felt so good.
But it also fills you up, right?
Absolutely.
And it makes you feel like you've had a good meal.
Phew, you understand me well, Chef.
Yeah.
Very well.
So we're going to take this beautiful broccoli and transform it. So, besides, I love meat, right? I love meat. I mean, I could cook meat all day, like every day. But I do know that eventually my body's like, yo.
Actually.
Something green. Let's just lay off on like the meat for a bit. And I like going to like these type of recipes that like replicate the textures and the smells and the flavors of like steak. So we're gonna treat our broccoli like we would a steak today. We're gonna make a broccoli steak.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cut like a nice big chunk of it. Now,
I wish there was a way of avoiding that, though.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say now, the truth of the matter is, you're gonna get like 2 decent steaks out of it, and you get all these little bits over here.
Yes.
But I like that. So what you're gonna do? Let me just first season and get it on the grill pan for you. What's gonna happen is it's gonna grill at different like degrees. So the beautiful steaks are gonna like take a little longer to grill, but the little bits, the little ones that are gonna go on, they're gonna start going charry and beautiful and dark, and that's great. They have the combination of texture. So you got this beautiful steak that's gonna start doing its thing. You whacked it up nice and high. I turned it down because I was smoking a bit. And what you're gonna do is you let it go. Actually, I like the fact that it's not that sizzling hot just yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moisture inside that broccoli.
That broccoli, yes.
You don't want to accelerate it too much because then you get a very charred outside and then your inside's still a bit cold and chalky, and you don't want that.
Okay.
I mean, raw broccoli is really, really great. But you're gonna try and like simulate that steak flavor. So get it like a nice medium-low heat and then work it up. So I've turned it up now. And I'm hearing a sizzle start. Get the little bits on there already.
Oh, get the little bits there.
Get them on.
Okay, good.
So pepper comes on at the end.
Not during.
This is very important for steaks as well. When you're grilling, especially on a griddle pan, add your steak afterwards. Peppers have oils in them. So and especially on a grill pan, you're working with like higher heats.
Yes.
You're gonna burn those oils. Have you ever bitten a peppercorn and it's more bitter than it is actually spicy?
Yes.
It's because the pepper's been added too soon. So we can hit it with a fresh pepper at the end. Almost then it's got like a beautiful fresh flavor of pepper.
Okay.
But salt, yes. Get that salt on there now. The salt also helps draw out some of that moisture. It's a little steam as it cooks in that liquid.
Wow, cooking is so much of a science. You've got to think about every element of it.
But I mean, it's so easy because once you've been doing it for a while, you start using your senses.
Yes.
And then it just makes sense. And you just understand like the basic principles of cooking. And then you know what? The next thing you're on TV, cooking on Expresso. Just do it. So
That's how you transform your life.
That's exactly how it happened.
So what do we have going on next?
I want to make a beautiful
butter. Anchovies and I see some
beans. So beans are great, especially like you said that you had this very big hearty dish yesterday.
Yes.
Incorporating beans and legumes and pulses into your diet, especially if you're trying to like do like maybe 2 days of the week without meat, but you you still want to get that full filling, like feeling of it, beans are great. They'll fill you up, they give you a bit of protein, they make you feel like you've had something.
A lot of protein. Good fiber as well.
So let's do this. We're going to show you how easy it is to transform beans into something really, really amazing. Go with a little bit of olive oil in your pan. So I learned this from Raul. Olive oil is really great. We're talking about male grooming.
Yes.
So like a little man tip right now. Broccoli, great for increasing testosterone.
Broccoli, yeah.
Broccoli, same as olive oil. So incorporate that olive oil. And you know what? We were talking about this earlier. Like, good olive oil is really great. Like, invest in it because you don't use a lot. Olive oil goes a long way. So
wow. So if you're really looking to get the most out of your workouts and you want to boost your testosterone levels in converting all of that protein into muscle, then you might want to do all of that. Thanks a lot, Ryle.
That man.
It was his birthday yesterday, you know that?
It was his birthday yesterday, yeah. Absolutely.
Man, listen, your chopping skills there were just insane. I can't believe I just glossed over that.
Can I do it again for you quickly?
Please.
Because there's some crucial tips there, what you're going to do. What you're going to do, first of all, okay, cut a nice, you make sure that your onion is nice and stable, right? So you always make sure when you're chopping your onion, it's not wobbling, flying around the place.
Yes.
To create a nice flat base. Fingers in, tuck it in nicely, get a nice...
Tiger claw.
Tiger claw. It's serious though, because this will prevent you from getting injured. Tiger claw, sharp, sharp, sharp knife. So I've got a sharpening steel, and I use a sharpening steel.
Yes.
But you can use the back of a ceramic cup. Just run it along the back.
The back of a ceramic cup?
Yeah. It's also
like your teacup?
Like a teacup. The unglazed, the bottom.
Yeah, at the bottom where it sits down on the saucer.
Run it on there, and you'll see. That's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fingers in, nice and sharp. Start off slowly, and then turn to the side, and you just go.
No, don't turn to the side, yo. That's insane.
Start off slowly, get the motion of the ocean, and then you're good. And then just keep on going. Eventually, you'll get faster, and you'll get faster, and you'll get faster. That's all you need.
That's very impressive.
Now, a little bit more oil, because I can see my onions need it. Beans are really great, right? But there's a little skin on the outside of the beans, but you can use that to your advantage. If you actually add it to the pan, and you start searing it in the olive oil, the outside of the bean goes crispy, the inside goes soft and fluffy. Get that texture on there.
Wow.
So let those beans fry.
What are you even talking about? This is a master class. Look at that. Toss them beans.
I know you don't like anchovies so much, right?
Me?
Do you love them?
I'm cool with them. Like they offer that extra saltiness. I wouldn't go overboard.
But they're great, and they melt into a sauce so perfectly. And people are like, "What's that flavor?" And you just don't tell them. You just don't tell them. You just say, it's just like, you know,
salt,
whatever. And then but it adds umami to it. It takes beans to like
umami.
Umami, absolutely. Let those beans start like melt. They will melt.
Wait, for those that don't understand, what is umami?
Okay, so you can taste sweet, sour, bitter, saltiness, right? There's all of the centers in your mouth, but we actually realize there's another one. I'm missing one. I know I'm missing something, but anyway, this umami basically is the savory note that your tongue tastes that makes you want more.
Oh.
It just makes you want more. Like it's like you find any tomato, soy sauce.
So every time somebody says "dit proes soos nog," that's what they're talking about.
Then they're saying it's umami.
Tastes like umami.
There we go. So a bit of butter going in there.
Yeah.
And you can give it a good toss again. And then what's going to happen now? We've created that crust on the outside of the beans on the skins. Yeah. But now we've added that butter. It's going to start kind of becoming very creamy.
Oh.
It's going to start melting.
Oh.
So, like literally let the butter just melt through.
How's our steak doing, by the way?
Let's have a look at them. I can smell them.
Yeah.
Again, using your senses in the kitchen. Look at that. We've got that bit of a char starting on there.
Lovely, lovely.
The little ones, I can see they can just go for a little bit longer.
And then once you've got a couple of them going, you're going to have a bed of that bean, onion, anchovy on your plate. Steaks over it. Is that mint?
A little bit of mint. Contrasting flavors because we've got that saltiness of the anchovy.
Okay.
The freshness of that mint.
There you have it.
Flavor.
Check out the recipe on expressoshow.com. Chef Clem, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Delicious.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on SABC3. Thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. Now, nothing is more powerful than oozing confidence and standing out from the rest, and no matter what your industry is. And these days, it's easy to fall into the trend and rather than master your own unique sense of style. And so today, we're chatting to our very own style maven, Thabiso Makubela, and beauty and fashion editor Knox Mahfoud to find out how Uncle Tabsy masters his look. And you really have. You've switched it up a little bit.
I actually have gone and changed my outfit for a bit. I do this often at home.
Yeah? Just go around changing outfits.
It's not always easy at work, but this is something I do almost on a daily basis.
Tell me about why you think it's so important to master your own sense of style, and how would you describe yours?
I think, it's very important, and it's a journey, and that's the nice thing about it, and that's why you call it mastering your style. I think for me, like many other guys out there, I've, for a very long time, struggled to find this sort of a style expression, the style identity, and it's taken me a really long time to get to it, but I think it's an evolution that comes only from exploring yourself and experimenting with yourself until you get to that point. So I think it's important because it speaks to the fact that you've taken the time to really interrogate yourself around how you want to be received by people, what message you're trying to convey to people when they get to interact with you, when they do meet you. And that comes across in your style, right?
Yeah, we're looking at all of the evidence here in these pictures. I mean, wow, look, even, did you command the shadows to do that?
Well, yeah, that's what happens.
That's out of this world. Knox?
I mean, I literally, the positions, the angles. I mean, Thabiso, I've really enjoyed the fact that he always knows how to really play with different blazers and play with the structure also. So, yeah.
Take us through his look today and why you think it's so perfect for him.
Well, I mean, of course, I think we're going to have to get you to stand up so
Okay,
people see what's really going on.
You don't have to
here.
ask twice.
I think Thabiso's always understood how to play with colors. I think what we have here is a palette that truly works with his skin tone. I love the tailored finish in the pants, and of course it's complemented really nicely, the white and the grey, and then that pop of color just to say what's good, But it's really, really tailored, a very, very classic style, and I love the minimalist approach here. So very Thabiso also. I mean, without a doubt, you know that this is him, so I think it's on trend.
Yeah, he certainly feels it as well.
Thank you, guys.
Tabsy, tell me about your tip when it comes to grooming, and what is it that you take very seriously when it comes to your grooming regimen to help you look the way that you do?
I think the idea of grooming can be very intimidating for a lot of guys. I mean, when you mention grooming, guys think of a whole closet full of products for your face, for your hair, for your beard and all of that, but it doesn't really have to be. It's easy to even think. I've had guys who come up to me and say, but you're like hectic into grooming, but I'm not really. I think the idea of grooming for me is really just getting the basics right, and it's just that consciousness around taking care of yourself and looking after your grooming. So for me, the idea of that is skin, very, very importantly, for a range of reasons. I mean, number one, because I do work on TV, and so you do want to look good for that, but otherwise, because it makes me feel confident. So taking care of my skin is important. Looking after my hair, and I don't have a lot of hair at the moment. When I do have hair, those hair cuts, that trim and that fade adds so much, and it adds so much to mastering your look, to elevating your look. For guys like me, for example, who don't grow much facial hair, I don't grow a beard. I don't really grow much of a beard. But when you do trim here and there and you do neaten it up, it says a lot about the fact that you care about your appearance, but that you actually are doing it for yourself as well, because at the end of the day, it is about yourself. And the grooming is exactly that. It's about thinking about how you want to make yourself feel first, and that in turn translates in how people like Knox then look at you and nod the way that she's doing now when you walk into a room.
100%, I agree.
Spellbound by everything that you say. So Knox, what advice then would you have for those looking to master their look?
I think the most important thing really, like, Thabiso said, that is to really listen to what feels good on your body. I think it's to be able to try new things and be able to really see what works for your silhouette. I think a lot of people tend to think if it looks good on Thabiso, it will look good on me, and that isn't the case. So really try with classic lines, try something that really, really is going to play with your shoulders in the way that we've seen here, but really simple is better. Minimalism works. Monochrome, I think, also tends to work. So choose your colors and play with them.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, look at that.
Wow.
And it's so simple.
Exactly. It's about taking layers. I think men really have the great posture to be able to play with coats. Tailored clothes look really good on them. And so the layering also is the star when it comes to styling. And especially in winter, you can really, really play it up and also look classic in a way that is very understated and high-end.
You certainly have inspired me this morning. These looks are fantastic. Certainly you'll be looking at my lookbook for this coming season.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Uncle Tabs.
Thank you, Kat. And
an
yes, I
inspiration.
mean, you'll agree with me that you've been quite overwhelmed, Knox. Looking on the left, you see me rocking this. You look at Katlejo and you
It's a lot.
see him rocking that. You're like, where do I look? Where do I look? What do I
Guys,
do?
Help me, help me.
Anyway, listen up, you at home. We've got some very good news because Big Flex wants you to master your look. So they're giving a 5,000 Rand shopping voucher to one lucky winner every week for the next 4 weeks. So to stand a chance of winning this week's shopping voucher, reply to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook page or Twitter page and tell us what hashtag Master Your Look means to you. And of course, don't forget to use that hashtag Master Your Look. Get your shopping shoes ready. And of course, this week's competition closes at 12 p.m. on Friday, the 10th of July. And terms and conditions can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Get entering and good luck.
Master your look with Big Flex.
Loving this Tuesday morning, all about grooming, making sure that we're all looking on point. You guys are looking,
You're looking on
sexy.
point.
Thank
Amazing.
you very much. Thank you so much. Actually, on our Good Morning Post this morning, we were asking people, what is the first thing you do when you walk into your bathroom?
Yes.
And that was a very interesting question for me. Uncle Tabiso absolutely came for me with my response. But we're first going to find out what the...
What was your response?
Mine was like, I go into the bath and then I open the taps and then I run back to to bed to sleep until the water runs for my bath. And
Oh,
he
so
was,
you fill up your bath?
like a little bit.
No. What I mean is that as in you open the taps so that there's water.
There's
in
water
the
in
bath,
the
and
bath.
you come back, then
Yes, and he was like, "How dare you do this?" and all this. But anyway, you at home had some interesting answers as well. Denise Miller says, "Good morning, Expresso family. First thing is I look in the mirror and comment on my hair, good or bad, then laugh out
Then
loud."
laugh. I love that. Who else do we have coming through? Daphne says, I check my birthday calendar, which has on the wall to see who I can send happy greetings to. That's amazing.
Daphne, is your birthday calendar in the bathroom though?
That's cool. Yes, I check my birthday calendar. It's in the bathroom.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, and then Josephine Fixton says, "Good morning, Expresso. My first thing is I look in the mirror and say good morning to myself and say, let's do this, another new day. Thank God I'm alive and I could open my eyes and see another day. Thereafter, the rest fall into place, brush my teeth, shower, and so on and so on."
Good.
What do you do?
Brush teeth.
Brush teeth.
Whether groggy-eyed or sleepy, still brush teeth.
Brush teeth.
I think I kind of know where the toothbrush is and then just... And then at some point, by the time I hit the shower, then it's like, okay, here we go. We're alive.
Well, that is good. That is good. Okay.
I didn't go back to bed there. How do you get out of bed after going back again?
Like I just no, because I know that the place is
torture.
I know the place is going to flood
No.
if I just let it go. So it's like
Your mind is like, it's gonna flood, get back.
Acheng. So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast show indeed, right here, kicking it with your Feel Good Breakfast team. It is just before 8 o'clock. Uncle Tabsy, you were dragging me earlier on. I wanted to find out, what is the first thing that you do when you walk into the bathroom?
Let's clear it up. I love you so much. I wasn't dragging you, I was guiding you in the right path of saving water.
Fair.
The first thing I do is I look at myself in the mirror. I take a look in the mirror because you don't know what's changed in the middle of the night. And then I take a shower. But listen, so much happening in the world. We know that the US is assisting with the coronavirus here in South Africa, but in Zim as well. And I hear that the Louvre Museum is also opening. Kat's got all of those details on the news.
Well, it's 3 minutes before the top of the hour. Let's take a look at those news headlines. On the national news front, the Minister of Art and Culture, Natim Tetwa, has published a new directive outlining for the reopening rules for theatres, cinemas, libraries, galleries and sports sectors. Now, some of the key guidelines of the directive, which comes into immediate effect, include that operating hours will be limited, cinemas and theatres are limited to 50 patrons, premises should be deep cleaned before reopening, social distancing between customers and staff should be followed wherever possible, and a person with an elevated temperature can be refused entrance into the premises. In other news, the US government, through USAID, has delivered a second shipment of 100 ventilators to South Africa to assist with its national response to COVID-19. US Ambassador to South Africa, Lana Marks, said it forms part of ongoing support to South Africa. She added that the total US government financial commitment to South Africa's COVID-19 response so far was more than 767 million rand. USAID will also train up to 10,000 critical care nurses and physicians through online modules to ensure safe and effective utilization of donated ventilators. On the international news front, the world's most visited museum, the Louvre in Paris, reopened yesterday after nearly 4 months of coronavirus closure, with a restricted number of visitors enjoying a rare chance to view the Mona Lisa without the usual throngs. Dozens of visitors queued outside the vast former palace of France's kings, eagerly awaiting the opening of the Louvre, with hopes to start recuperating losses estimated at more than $45 million due to the lockdown. Now, the museum hosts some 10 million visitors per year, nearly 3/4 from abroad. The United States says it'll provide $60.55 million to assist Zimbabwe with its food insecurity during this lean season. Now, Zimbabwean authorities said the country's 2019 and 2020 maize production would not meet its requirement for 1.8 million tons. As a result, there are more than 4.3 million severely food insecure people in rural areas. Now, in a statement released yesterday, the U.S. Embassy in Zimbabwe said the lean season assistance will feed nearly 1 million people during the peak of the season from January to April of 2021. And now news of a huge honor for the Rocket Man. So Elton John yesterday became only the second artist to be honored by Britain's Royal Mint with a commemorative coin paying tribute to the decorated British singer-songwriter. The coin depicts John's distinctive straw boater's hat and fashions his trademark glasses out of a pair of musical notes. The 73-year-old maestro said it was a fabulous honor to be recognized in this way. He added that the last few years have produced some of the most memorable moments of his career, and that this was another truly humbling milestone on his journey. John, who was knighted in 1998, is the second artist to be commemorated under the Royal Mint's Music Legends series after rock band Queen. The Mint tweeted, "In these strange times, #music can be a great tonic, celebrating 50 top 40 hits and over 300 million albums sold worldwide. Our 2020 tribute to the Rocket Man is ready to launch. Turn up the volume and let's crocodile rock." And now turning our gaze to the world of entertainment, the road to defeating the coronavirus unfortunately brings with it some heartbreaking casualties. Now, the Hollywood fraternity is in mourning after it was announced on Sunday that Broadway and TV actor Nick Cordero had passed away at the age of 41 due to multiple COVID-19 complications. He had starred in such stage productions as A Bronx Tale, Waitress, and Bullets Over Broadway, the latter which earned him a Tony Award nomination for Best Featured Actor in a musical in 2014. Nick's story grabbed the attention of the world on the 1st of April when his wife Amanda Klutz, who had been painstakingly documenting his progress on social media and news media, shared that he was unconscious in ICU after being diagnosed with pneumonia and was awaiting a COVID-19 diagnosis. After a positive diagnosis and nearly 3 weeks in ICU, Cordero's doctors were forced to amputate his right leg because his blood flow had been impeded by a clot. Enduring dialysis, lung infections, and wavering health, he had been hospitalized for 95 days and was awaiting a double lung transplant when he passed away, surrounded by his loved ones on Sunday morning. Nick had gained many fans through his wife's chronicling of his battle, and tributes have been pouring in for her and their one-year-old son, Elvis. Now, may we all remember that COVID-19 does not discriminate, and may his soul rest in peace during this time. All right, now here in South Africa, there is perhaps a silver lining in an otherwise dark cloud of COVID-19 as we take a look at a 100-year-old who actually has survived COVID-19.
Good continues. Now, we know that the most at-risk group of contracting and being most severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic are the elderly. Now, those whose immune systems have naturally weakened. But this morning, we bring you a positive story, a survivor story from Woodside Care Centre for the Elderly in Cape Town.
Right when infections were starting to pick up in the country, 4 of the centres for the elderly residents and 5 of the centre's staff contracted the disease, with one of the infected being a 100-year-old. However, all of them have survived and made full recoveries. And Lindsay Donachie, the healthcare manager of the Woodside Care Centre, joins us in a video call, or over a video call, to tell us more about this great news. Lindsay, good morning. This is such fantastic news to share, really.
Yes, morning everybody, and thank you for having us. We are really, really proud of how well Woodside has managed to look after the residents and the staff here.
We love to hear it. We love this positivity so early in the morning. But tell us, what is the general condition of your elderly residents, and when did you first realize that you and your residents could possibly have the virus?
So we have residents that range from about the age of 80 to over 100. And we deal with many frail residents, and we have quite a few residents who have dementia. But our residents are actually well and healthy, despite the conditions that they have. And we sort of suspected that when I got ill on about the 12th of May, that there could have been COVID that was in and around the home that we have here. I got tested the next day, and that is when we put all measures into place, and we did a mass testing of all residents and staff.
Lindsay, we know that the elderly are amongst the most vulnerable to the COVID-19. How difficult was the road to recovery for them in particular, and for yourself, I suppose?
Okay, so it was actually quite difficult. Well, some of them were really, really sick. And fortunately, none of them needed to be hospitalized. But we actually had 2 that were totally asymptomatic. So they didn't even know that they had the condition, which was quite amazing because everybody says, yes, the elderly are the most vulnerable. But they were asymptomatic, and they are absolutely 100% fine. Our oldest lady, as you know, was 100 years old.
Yeah.
And she was particularly ill. But she is now back to her normal self, and she loves sitting doing her crossword puzzles and her Sudokus, and she's back to her normal self, which is absolutely amazing. It is the most wonderful thing to see, this recovery.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, but just for you as per se, I mean, you were infected and then have since recovered. And, you know, with the nurses being infected and have been put in quarantine, tell us a bit more about the protective measures that you guys had to put in place, you know, just to control the pandemic as well.
So in a nursing facility, it is really, really difficult because we have 24-hour shifts. So what happened is we had to close down the facility completely to all our permanent nursing staff. We obviously couldn't close it for the residents. But on the Thursday night at 7 o'clock, we got a whole new staff in for 14 days, and they actually moved into the facility that we have, and we had to do a deep clean of all the rooms and every single place in the facility, and we had staff that actually moved into the facility, including kitchen staff and cleaning staff, and they moved in for the period of 14 days and took over. So I felt so sorry for them because it was a complete change to them. These staff members had never ever seen the residents before. So it was quite a challenge, but they managed. For me, it was very difficult because I couldn't, as being the manager of the facility, I wasn't able to be here. First of all, because I was sick, and secondly, because we were put in quarantine. But I thank the staff that took over. And fortunately, we managed to bring all our staff back after 2 weeks, and they were all healthy. Some of them did get the disease, and we still have some staff that have the disease, but we are managing it because I don't think this disease is ever going to leave us, or not in the near future at least. But we manage it, we screen everybody that comes in, we make sure that we use our masks. I don't have a mask on at the moment because it would be difficult to talk to you, but we wear masks all the time, we sanitize our hands regularly, and the screening of doing temperature checks twice a day with our residents, and every time the staff come in on duty, we do their temperature checks.
Such a fantastic story to tell that one of your COVID-19 survivors is a 100-year-old resident. I mean, this is someone who's lived through the world wars, apartheid, and now this. And to hear that she's doing well is just such a beautiful story. But tell us, are these people at the center, the elderly, are they able to receive visitors at this time?
No, unfortunately, we're not allowed to get visitors to come in. The only people that come into the healthcare facility would be doctors. That would be obviously if there is a medical reason for the doctors to come in. But family and friends at this stage are not able to come in. And it's been really, really tough because we've been on lockdown a week before the actual lockdown started in March. But what we have done to try and counteract that is we have video calls for our residents 3 times a week where the families are able to phone and video call the residents and at least have contact in that way. We also have, like when it was Mother's Day and Father's Day, we organize events so that they feel part of the day and make it special for them. And if they have a birthday, we make it special for them as well. So we've got a fantastic team of nurses that keep the spirit up as much as possible. We would really love to have visitors coming in, and as soon as possible, we will definitely look at maybe getting a bride together or having families, but we keep the lockdown as strict as possible here in order to make it as safe as possible for residents.
Well, listen, Lindsay, if that braai is happening, I'm promising you, I'm bringing Tabisa with for entertainment, okay? But thank you so much for that positive story this morning. I think we all needed to hear it. The smiles around in the studio. But thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day further.
welcome back. Now we are chatting to someone so special indeed. He's a friend of mine and he's also an activist, an athlete, a coach and so many other hats that he wears. His name is Ahmed Shaik. And now in 2006, my friend Ahmed's life completely took a turn. Some would say for the worse, but I do believe it has been for the better. We were busy working on a drill and simulation in life-saving, and Ahmed at the time was being approached by a 4.5 meter great white shark, which he lured away from his brother while they were doing that simulation, and subsequently lost his leg in the process. And fast forward from 2006 to now, the man has competed in 3 Paralympic Games with a medal tally, and we're catching up with him to see how he's been doing during the lockdown. Ahmed, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
So good. And it's so good seeing you again and chatting to you. For a lot of people that don't know, you've been such a mentor to me, Ahmed. When I was a lifeguard, you were my senior, you were my chaperone and guided me in the space of life-saving. And a lot of what I've been able to achieve is because of you. But, man, I can imagine, obviously, coming from life-saving to where we are now, you've constantly been an athlete. You're constantly performing and doing talks of all kinds. How has the lockdown affected your mojo and your flow?
So the lockdown is obviously very difficult for athletes. I know some of my international athlete friends are obviously struggling because of the lockdown. Everyone's preparing for the Olympics and the Paralympics, and people are not sure whether, how to train or how they're going to get themselves into a pool, for example. But yeah, I mean, some of us push through, especially in my case, I like to keep fit as well. I do have a plethora of things that I'm preparing for. So hopefully with some training during lockdown, we don't get too tubby, we don't get too fat, but, we kind of keep everything consistent.
Man, you're looking proper swole at the moment, Ahmed. I've seen your body go from all shapes, from absolutely shredded to looking like a bodybuilder, to say the least. But last time we chatted, you were actually preparing for that annual Robben Island swim crossing, which was happening before the lockdown was announced. And how exactly has this affected your training when it comes to swimming? And why is this such a favorite event for you?
So, obviously trying to, if you have a pool, it's going to make things better. I know a lot of the swimmers have now obviously used the bungee cord, and they kind of, tie the bungee cord to them, and they kind of swim on one spot in the pool. But, some of us don't have pools, or we don't have access to pools that are available right now because of the lockdown. And I mean, most gyms are closed at the moment. So the best thing you can do is obviously by just keeping yourself active all the time. So that's what I've been doing at the moment, in trying to keep ready and trying to keep fit, just in case they throw that Robben Island swimmer at us when the moment is there.
So I can imagine it must be so tough, obviously, having to just wait and be on standby, not knowing when it's actually going to happen. And on top of that, you are juggling motivational talks, training, acting, and so much more. And I can imagine you have quite a high level of pressure to deal with, especially on a daily basis. But one thing many people don't actually know about you, Ahmed, that you're currently dealing with MDD, which is a form of major depression disorder. And I can imagine lockdown must have brought on a few extra challenges with regards to that. But seeing that it's Youth Month and we're always up for inspiration, what advice and anything else that you can give to others out there that are struggling with something similar and just trying to cope with the challenge?
The thing is that, despite I do international motivational speeches, I inspire people around the world, to better themselves. I know it sounds pretty weird coming from an inspirational speaker that I do suffer with MDD, which is also major depression and anxiety disorder. So it's a bit hard for me every day to get up and try and be motivated. I'm not going to lie that some days are really hard for me and I actually fail those days. But, tomorrow will be a brighter day. So it's a bit harder for me to actually get up, do something, and instead of staying in my room. But medication helps a lot. And then also friends and family support is amazing. For example, if I'm struggling, my brother would help me to just get out of bed and maybe do something with him, i.e. gymming, training, or just playing games. You know, it's something that keeps your body active and keeps your mind active. So the best advice I can give to the youth out there who are obviously going through depressive states and stuff is just to keep yourself active. You know, paint, draw, craft something. You know, you are in lockdown, so try and make the best of your day. Try and keep your mind occupied and away from the bad stuff.
Oh man, such good advice, Ahmed. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now it's clearly obvious that your mindset is so strong. And as much as I appreciate your honesty with the struggles that you're going through, you adding to this manifesto of yours that dealing with that accident, I would never have thought that you'd be back in the ocean. And to top it all off, not only are you back in the ocean competing and doing all these events, but you are also now protecting the very animal that was the result of that tragic accident of yours. Tell me more about the irony in this. Now you serving as a shark activist, I believe.
So in 2010, I got approached by the United Nations to be part of a group called the Shark Attack Survivors for Shark Conservation campaign. It was a campaign of shark attack survivors from all over the world coming together to protect specific endangered species of sharks all around the world. Obviously, native to us is the great white shark, which needs high protection. So basically going around the world and then trying to motivate these people to protect sharks. You know, it's a really tough industry. You know, sharks are obviously taken because of their fins, and it's a very inhumane way that the shark is disposed of. So obviously I'm trying to speak on behalf of those that cannot speak. The shark that took my leg, her name is Scarlet. I got the privilege to name her. She's a lot bigger than 4.5 meters right now, and yes, she's still alive. So yeah, I mean, it's been a great journey thus far. You know, being able to do something positive for the world. You know, try and provide sharks and stuff, you know, for the future generations to actually go out there and have an opportunity to actually see these animals before they become extinct. Is something that I feel is great. And then also just, you know, going out there and inspiring people. I mean, it's something that I live for.
Oh, it's absolutely exceptional, Ahmed. Well, look, it seems like there is just not much stopping you in the world right now, anytime soon. And I've had the privilege to witness you strive in so many disciplines. Karate, swimming, life-saving, you name it. What is next for Shark Boy?
So what's next for me is obviously hoping that the lockdown and that the pandemic would end soon so that we can all get our lives back to normal. But for me, it's obviously trying to be one of the first para-athletes to go out there and represent our country at Mr. Olympia someday. I would like to compete on the stage, you know, in bodybuilding, and just show the world that, you know, despite having a disability, you can still go out there and make differences and make changes in a world that is only given to able-bodied athletes.
Well, Ahmed, you have certainly inspired all of us here in the studio, and I'm sure the viewers watching right now. And speaking of bodybuilding, I'm sure you're going to be sharing one incredible workout that's going to get you prepared for that Mr. Olympia. So let's get over to that workout session, which I cannot wait to share with everyone.
We love you, Ahmed Hassim, here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So inspiring. A bit of a workout coming through a bit later on with Raul and Ahmed. You want to make sure that you stay tuned for that. But we know that in order to train like an athlete, and listen to me because I know everything about this, you need to eat like an athlete. So let's get ready for another healthy recipe from Clover.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Well, now that the Blue Monday is out of the way, that was yesterday, let's freshen up your Tuesday with Clover Fresh Milk in its bright new blue look, but still the same trusted quality milk. Now, yesterday we asked you for your thoughts about #WhyCloverBlue, and sure, some hilarious comments we have gotten. Some of those comments really have gotten us laughing here. Let's take a look at a few of them that have come through. Fiona Moody saying #WhyCloverBlue. It is definitely a true Smurf color. My 4-year-old grandson went ballistic when he spotted the bottle at the store, screaming for the milkshake that the Smurfs had made. I had to buy it to convince him it was milk, despite me having 2 full bottles of the original colored bottles at home. Laugh, 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 right?
So cute.
Yeah. And then Jolene Mandy Hayward reckons that her husband won't be able to miss it should she send him shopping. This is what she said. I love the new packaging. Hashtag buy blue. It's a new packaging for Clover. Way better. It stands out and it's fantastic. My kids love it. My husband loves it. He can spot it immediately from the others. I love that. Now we know that the husband's never going to make a mistake again when going off to the shops. I love that. But one comment that caught our attention is when Junaid says it is a new milk Bluetooth? ? He wants to find out. Man, those are sure funny comments that have come through. Some fresh ideas on why Clover has changed to this new blue bottle. So keep them coming. Keep guessing, keep wondering, keep telling us why you think they've changed it. Another fresh idea with Clover Fresh Milk is our spinach stuffed chicken, which we're going to make now. Creamy quality rice recipe, a great healthy change up for your midweek chicken dinners. Sure, Nicole. You know when you bring the chicken out, I'm first in line. But this looks like a really good healthy meal.
It is. So this, like you said, it's perfect for athlete because we're using clean, lean meat. We've got our chicken breast here without the skin and bone.
Great. By the way, if you want to follow this, sorry, Nicole, if you do want to follow this, it is on our website. It's on www.expressoshow.com. This recipe is there with a list of ingredients. You'll soon see now that it's very easy to assemble, to bring together, because the ingredients are quick and simple and straight to the point.
Yeah, super easy. So, like I said, we've got your chicken breast here, and then instead of a normal rice, we're doing cauli rice. So it's like almost that like carb-free kind of, or grain-free as well. So we're using this. You literally just take a grater and grate your rice. Which
my next question was going to be, did you buy it like that, or did you have to grate it and make it yourself at home? So you can actually buy cauliflower and grate it to rice texture.
You could buy it, but I find when you buy ready-made cauli rice, it tends to go off quite quickly in your fridge. So I feel like buy your cauli head, know when you're going to make this, and then grate it as you need it.
You also know how much you want.
Exactly. So I put a little bit of our butter in here and some spinach. We've got some Swiss chard that we've just roughly chopped. You could use baby spinach or even rainbow spinach. It's entirely up to you. And then something that our viewers love to always put in their food, and we have to include it, is chili flakes. So a little bit of spice. Of course, it's optional. A little bit of garlic. So this is going to make a spinach stuffing for your chicken. I mean,
unfortunately, the royal family won't appreciate that very much because you can't have garlic in their kitchen. But you know what?
What?
This South African royalty over here watching Expresso, we're here for it.
Yes, we love
the Queen doesn't like garlic. She doesn't like it. She'll fire you. You'd be fired now.
Oh no. I still need my job.
You're fired.
So you will eat this garlic and love it. I promise you.
No, don't worry about me. I know I'm going to love it.
Cool, so we've got that going. Then you're going to add a little bit of your clover milk. You're going to add a half a cup. So you just want to make a little bit of a sauce. So you can reduce this, or you could add a little bit of flour in here. We've made a little bit of like a paste, as you can see there. It's just
pre-made paste.
So it's a little bit of milk and flour, that's all it is.
Well, the milk, obviously, we know that this clover milk has 9 essential nutrients, which is just like what you want to hear about the milk that you are having, right?
Exactly. So, and you definitely want to include this in your diet, especially if you're going to be working out.
Yeah, and I think the quality factor to it, the fact that it goes through 55 quality checks, is something to note as well. And the fact that the packaging is blue now, and that you've won blue earrings, I just spotted those. You've got blue earrings on and a blue ring.
And blue top.
Nicole, honestly,
I'm all about the blue today.
You never cease to amaze.
I planned this all just for the new packaging.
You're my girl. You're my girl.
Cool. So while this cooks down, we're going to make our cauli rice. So you're just going to add a little dash of butter. You're going to add your cauli rice. You literally only want to cook that for 2 to 3 minutes, no longer.
Just butter and the cauli rice.
And don't forget a little bit of
milk,
splash of
course.
Yes.
And that's it.
So we're going to add a splash of your milk just to cook it down. So you kind of want to make it almost like a slurry type of thing. So that will be with your chicken. So you take your stuffing that we've made here. You literally put it inside your chicken. We've just halved. Put a little bit of
stuffing it in there.
Just stuff it in. Put a little bit of paprika on top and pop it in the oven till it's cooked for 10 to 15 minutes.
Easy peasy, but looks like something you'd order from a restaurant with a big smile on your face. If you missed any of the steps involved in bringing this recipe to life, take a look at this. Nicole, thank you so much. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Love your work, baby girl.
Thank you.
Bring the garlic.
love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA, made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
When it comes to pain, back pain must be one of the most common and frequently talked about types of body pains. Now, so many experience back pain because of bad posture, heavy lifting, or simply in an uncomfortable workspace, which after some time can become quite debilitating. Now we chat to orthopedic spine surgeon Dr. Russell Govender about the different causes of back pain and how we can deal with it. Doc, how are you doing this morning?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
Doctor, listen, I think you're going to be my favorite person of all times right now, because there's something I struggle with from a very young age because of my bad posture and also just because of my weight. But let's start right at the beginning. What are the most common types of back pain that people do experience?
One of the ways we sort of classify back pain is in terms of the length of time that the patient's experienced it. So acute or chronic, whether it's less than or more than 3 months of duration. That doesn't really help us to figure out the cause of the back pain, and it's not often very helpful in treating these patients. So a better way to classify it is whether it is related to the spine or whether it's not related to the spine. And in terms of the spinal causes of back pain, you get axial or mechanical back pain. That's where there is a specific area of injury or an area causing the pain, and it's usually very localized. You get referred causes of back pain, more in chronic pain where there's diffuse radiation of pain into the muscles, sometimes into the buttocks and hips. And then you get neuropathic pain where there's compression of a nerve or a pinched nerve, and you get pain radiating down into a limb, usually into the leg as sciatica in the lower back. It's important to also remember that there are things not related to the spine that can mimic back pain. So certain abdominal problems like kidney stones or gynecological problems can also present as back pain, and it's important to diagnose these and not attribute it completely to the spine.
Oh, now, Doc, you're mentioning so much about these different types of pain, but can we go over what generally causes these specific types of pain?
So usually with patients who have non-specific pain which lasts a few days, it's difficult to accurately diagnose where that comes from. But we know that some of the most common causes of back pain include injury or trauma or even repetitive strain. And this is usually where there's some sort of problem or injury to the muscle or ligament, or sometimes even the bone or disc in the spine. Another important cause is degenerative disc disease, where you get wear and tear of the cushions between the vertebra in the spine. Things like arthritis, which affect the joints, and osteoporosis, which affects the bone and causes weakening as you age, are other important causes of back pain. Posture and changes in shape of the spine also cause pain. In elderly patients, this can be because of degeneration, and in younger patients, as they're growing, forms of scoliosis can present as pain.
Doctor, would you then say that seniors are more prone to back pain, and maybe why this is so?
So many of the causes we discuss now, degenerative disc disease, arthritis, osteoporosis, these are things that become more common with increasing age. It's said that up to 4 out of 5 people will experience some significant episode of back pain in their life. So it's a very common condition that, almost we all universally will experience at some point. And the highest incidence is seen in people from the 5th decade of life onwards.
Now, Doc, I have the blessed opportunity to train a lot of the beautiful viewers out there that watch the show, but often there's always this consideration and this hesitation when it comes to exercising because of that pain. But how would you suggest that we can manage these pains when it comes to the lower back and our back, essentially?
So there's a lot of things you can do without needing to seek, medical attention initially. So one of the most important things is rest and activity modification, where you sort of avoid the triggers or activities like exercise that are causing the pain. Pain medication is often helpful, and here just simple over-the-counter medication will be useful, in the acute, non-specific types of pain. And an anti-inflammatory drug is often very helpful as well. Also, seeking treatment by a physiotherapist can often help manage most of the sort of non-specific causes of back pain that most people experience.
And yeah, I thought you were going to tell me that I must stop training with Ralph. I was trying to get my get out of jail free card. But then at what point would you say we should go and seek medical attention if this is a problem that keeps recurring over and over?
You should see your GP or family practitioner if the pain is persisting for more than sort of 3 to 5 days, or if the pain is getting worse and starting to affect your functioning and quality of life. Your doctor will then do a full examination and maybe order some tests like blood tests or x-rays. And they do this to try and identify those causes, like we mentioned earlier, that are more serious and warrant earlier referral onto a specialist where you may need an MRI scan and further investigation. You should also note that there are some red flag symptoms like having weakness in your leg or problems with bladder control. And, if you experience any of these more serious symptoms, you shouldn't wait and try and treat this on your own. You should seek medical attention earlier on. And also where, back pain has been managed by your general practitioner or physiotherapist and it's not getting better after 4 to 6 weeks, often that needs referral onto a specialist as well for further investigation.
Well, Dr. Govender, thank you so much for joining us and answering all our burning questions with regards to back pain this morning. And thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, Brufen can assist with a range of pain symptoms such as back and muscle pain, headaches and migraines and dental pain, helping you where it hurts most.
Experiencing pain? Brufen works where it hurts. Brufen 200 and 400 milligram is not suitable for children under the age of 12 years.
Oh, back pain and the likes, man. We can tackle it, we can fight it, there is help out there. But while a lot of us have slowly transitioned into life amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, many others are facing great unknowns when it comes to earning a steady income again, right?
Absolutely. Now, forging a way forward in this unpredictable economic climate is something all our world leaders are acutely aware of. And that's why recently, Brian Moynihan, who is the chair of the World Economic Forum's International Business Council, said the following words that we can take inspiration from. He said, the number one thing to focus on is employees and customers. The goals should be keep them well, keep them employed, and keep them mentally healthy. We focus on that.
It's very important. Any business really exists and is able to thrive just purely because of the way that it looks after its employees. And when employees are engaged and they're happy, they're able to produce work that satisfies customers and clients and keeps business alive. So keeping physically and mentally healthy will help equip everyone to face these economic challenges. And one way to do it is through exercise, believe it or not.
Absolutely.
Exercise.
Oh, welcome back. And if you just missed it, earlier on the show, we were chatting to Ahmed Shaik Hassim, a great friend of mine, a mentor in life-saving, but he's also a 3-time Paralympian athlete. He's a shark activist and he wears so many more hats. And now we are going to be sharing one of his workouts that's going to be assisting us both in the swimming front and, if you heard earlier, also in that bodybuilding challenge that Ahmed's going to be taking on. So, Ahmed, you still with us this morning?
Definitely, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
All right, let's do this, man. So I know you've got 3 epic workouts that you're going to be sharing with us. Let's start with the first one.
So obviously, being an amputee, for me, what's important is obviously daily movements, like just walking. So things like strengthening the hamstrings, the glutes, the quads, the legs, the entire bottom half is very important for me, obviously. And then also, when you're swimming, you know, to keep that kick going, I only have one leg when I swim. So obviously using that kick is very important for me. So we're going to do some squats now with 1 or 2 variations, and it's really easy. I even got my friend Sharky over here to join us for this workout. So I'll show you how Sharky comes into play. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to hold, you can maybe hold anything light. My dad works on construction, so I got a brick from him. So you can even take a brick, you can take Sharky over here or anything, and it's just gonna easy, just 1 and up and down and up. And when you go up, you squeeze tight on the glutes, then you go down again, and you up and you squeeze the glutes, down again, up and you squeeze the glutes.
Ahmed, I can definitely tell you, I'm feeling this exercise. I've grabbed the 5-liter water bottle, and as you heard, guys, grab anything heavy that you can for that first exercise. But before we finish, we got another one coming at you. Ahmed, what's the next exercise? What are we doing?
So the next exercise is taking my dad's construction bricks over here. So what we're gonna do is, we basically, as a swimmer, obviously I have to strengthen my shoulders, but you know, you're obviously lifting, you're doing every day, you're lifting something, so it's good for your shoulders as well. So what we're doing is we're leaning over like a gorilla, so you know, you're kind of standing strong, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna lift up the bricks to the side, in sort of like a W shape, and you're gonna bring it back down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So you're basically gonna do this for about, let's say 8 reps, and you're gonna do about 3, you're gonna do it about 3 times. So 3 sets of 8 reps.
Oh, this is beautiful, Ahmed. I've obviously seen your dad's construction bricks over there, and I've raised you my can of beans. So of course, guys, grab any weight that you can for this exercise. It's a perfect one for the adults. As you can see, Ahmed's shoulders are boosting out of his vest, so it clearly works, clearly gets you swimming ready, and this is gonna be a perfect one for you swimmers out there that are practicing for anything post-lockdown. Ahmed, I know you got one more exercise left for us. What is it?
Yeah, so the last one is nice and simple. You can just grab a chair, and you'll put the chair on the side of you, or you can take a broomstick or anything. And what you're gonna do is, you're just gonna lean on the chair with a broomstick, and you're just gonna go up and down to the side. Up and down to the side. Up again and down to the side. You can also do this forward as well. So you can go forward and down. Forward and down. Forward and down, forward and down. Again, you can do this maybe 8 reps in 3 sets. Take it nice and easy, and that's basically it for the workout for today, guys.
Ahmed, it's been an absolute pleasure. My shoulders are burning here. I think I'm already swim fit and ready. But it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. So much knowledge that we've been able to share. So thank you and have an incredible, incredible day. We wish you nothing but the best and nothing but prosperity for your next endeavor as that bodybuilder. I'm keen to check it out, bro.
Thanks so much, Rob. You guys keep well and all the best. And to the viewers, have an awesome day.
Oh, well, there you have it. That was Ahmed Shaik Hassim, the 3-time Paralympian. He's an activist of sharks and he's wearing so many hats. And today he shared one incredible workout, which I know you're going to love. So much more magic coming up in the show. We'll catch you guys later.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. It is a Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. Now, you'll remember that yesterday, Uncle Tubbsy had a lot to say and was up to no good during my 5-second game challenge against Ryle. And basically...
It was a game!
Unethically, he made me strip on live TV.
It was a game!
I can't believe it. Wow, we're going to show it? Wow, we're going to show it.
Listen to this. Show me, Katlego. Show me your abs.
Is that the challenge?
In 5 seconds, show me all rows of... No! That wasn't the challenge. That wasn't the challenge. That wasn't the challenge.
What are you doing?
But that was beautiful. But that was beautiful. Referee! Come on, I gave you 2 boxes of rusks. But also everybody got to see what I'm talking about.
Talking about that's next level.
All I'm saying is that today, Uncle Tubbsy, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Oh, man.
I'm joking. I'm going to go easy on you. Listen, today's 5 seconds challenge is all about grooming and beauty. So it's only fitting, of course, that we pit you up against the queen of beauty here at Express, our dearest and fiercest, Nox.
Hello.
Of course, the winner will be taking home an entire box of Oma Rusk, the brand new peanut butter flavor. Lady and gentleman, are you ready? You know how it works. You have 5 seconds to give me the 3 answers that I seek. Nox, I'm going to start with you. 5 seconds on the clock.
For what I'm about to do to you.
Oh, wow. Okay, here we go.
Let's
Nox,
see.
5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 men's grooming items.
A razor, a brush, and a toothbrush.
Ooh, that's good. Nicely in time. Tubbsy, name 3 women's hairstyles.
Bob cut. Escal. Weave.
Sorry. Weave does not qualify as a hairstyle.
It's a hairstyle!
No.
What is all this thing?
Do something with a weave.
They can't
please, no correspondence.
I'm being
shall be
disadvantaged.
Nox, here we go. 5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 types of facial hair on men.
Goatee, mustache, and a patchy beard.
I'll take that. That's perfectly acceptable. Perfectly acceptable. Uncle Tubbsy, name 3 things you can wax.
Your nether regions, your armpits, and then your face. Side.
Okay, all right. Kind of dangerous there, but okay. Here we go. Nox, you're up next. 5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 items that are always in your handbag.
My cell phone, my lip stuff, and
Nox, I'm a keys because you're a driver. Okay, Tubby, so you're next. Name 3 things that you can do in the shower.
Sing, shave, and shower.
You could absolutely do all those 3 things. Nox, name 3 clothing items that start with the letter C.
cap. Oh. Coat.
Morning. I couldn't have named 3, but anyway, here we go. Tubbsy, 5 seconds on the clock. Name 5 fashion mistakes people should avoid.
In 5 seconds?
Name 3 fashion mistakes.
And what?
Name 3 fashion mistakes people should avoid.
Color blocking with colors that clash. And
0. Signico 0.
All right, here we go. Name 3 things, Nox, that make a good first impression.
Good breath, good manners, and good grooming.
Wow, okay. Tubbsy, name 3 things to say when you don't think someone's outfit is that nice.
I would have tried it in a different way. Maybe try a different color. What works best for you?
All right, now for this last one, lady and gentleman, I need you to please get on your feet.
Oh no.
So you can...
Oh no, I have a bad feeling about this.
Okay. All right, Nox, I'm going to start off with you. You've got 5 seconds to show us your 3 favorite features on Tabiso.
Ooh, I like his height, I like his shoulders, and I like his face.
Lovely, lovely stuff. All right. Here we go. Tabiso, you have 5 seconds to show us your abs.
No, you're joking, obviously.
This is for real. 4.
I think, give me 0. Give me 0. Give me 0. Is that a real question.
It's a real question. No, you don't have to look. It's there.
It's a real question.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So I'm giving you a second chance.
No,
Five
I
seconds
won't
on the
take the
clock. There we
second chance,
go.
but I still won, I
Countdown.
think.
Everybody in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry.
I've got a mic thing at the moment.
What is that?
It's not that I wear, it's for the mic.
Have you got a... No, what is that?
It's not that.
No, wait.
It's not a thing.
Hold on. Nobody else in the studio wears that. What are you talking about?
It's for the microphone.
No, but nobody else. Why do you have to have a waist trimmer?
Because it falls off my pants.
But why do you have to... Nobody else wears it?
It's a waist
So my abs are underneath.
It
It's
has
not a
been
waist
confirmed, ladies
trainer.
and gentlemen, Uncle Tabsy wears a waist trainer. Anyway, right now, it's your chance to win with Oma Rusk. So this week, we want you to send us a photo of you enjoying Oma Rusk for your breakfast. Take a photo, fun photos that we'd like to see. Post them on our Expresso Facebook page and Twitter page. The best 3 photos will each win an all-inclusive Oma Rusk hamper worth 500 Rand, which is a lot of rusks, I can promise you that. And you have until Thursday at 11 a.m. to enter. So get entering. Good luck. All the terms and conditions that apply can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Why didn't you ask
Tabsy,
Knox
I am
to
the
show us her
captain.
abs?
because my abs are there guaranteed.
Our favorite Oma Rusks just got a whole lot more yum yum with the all-new peanut butter flavor. Anytime is dipping time.
Listen, all I want to say is that is not a waist trainer. It is Spanx for Uncle Tabsy. It was made just for him. So it's fine, Tabs. We forgive you because you're going to need it after today because I have a public service announcement. Everybody, today is World Chocolate Day. And to honor this special celebration, Chef Clem is going to make chocolate and oat waffles using 70% dark chocolate. Now, these mouth-watering waffles are sweetened with dates and served with lashings of golden honey, something that will get your taste buds jumping up and down with excitement. I really want to go again. It is World Chocolate Day, everybody. World service announcement. It is Chocolate Day.
And you get, it's on promo, so you buy any, the 3 chocolates, and then you get a discount on them as well. I think that's really, really great. So it's never been a better time to get involved in chocolate. I think it's really, really awesome. And even if you're being healthy, you can still indulge because this recipe right now is really good. It's really good. So if you're being health conscious, it's the one.
Absolutely. Nicole was just asking me now, looking at all of this, what would you take? I was like, I must now be conscious and that I'll just do all of this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The oats in there, the dates in there, 70% dark chocolate. I mean, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. You can even enjoy chocolate, like I said, if you're being a bit healthy now, but you want that chocolate kick, dark chocolate really gives you that satisfaction of like enjoying chocolate. And it's a lot more, more intense with chocolate, so you actually end up having less, which I think is really, really great. So if you want to make like a cool breakfast or brunch or dessert right now, I've got the ideal recipe.
Okay.
So into your blender cup, we're going to go with some oats. And oats are great because they're low GI, they keep you fuller for longer. It's a great grain to use. I'm trying to do this and not miss because I will.
I have faith in you. You won't miss.
So
a lot.
A lot. The one rule I have, whenever I cook oats, like regardless, I always add salt to the oats.
Why is that?
So salt brings out the flavor of oats. Like you have no idea. Even when you're making your cereal, just a little bit of like, I'm not talking about like
a heap.
No, literally just is enough to bring out the flavor of oats. It's almost like what we do when we have chocolate milk. We add a little bit of salt to it to bring out the more chocolate flavors in your chocolate milk.
Never ever done that in my life.
Oh, absolutely. Any chocolate milk you have, a little sprinkle of, even your hot chocolate, a little sprinkle of salt, mix it through, you'll see it just tastes like next level. So to that, we're gonna add some baking powder, and that's gonna give us that lightness in our beautiful waffles. And by the way, this is a waffle, we're using it in a waffle machine today, but it works really well as a pancake. So you could definitely check it out, because I know not everybody has a waffle machine at home, so this is a great recipe for that. So just get your eggs in. We're gonna go with 2 eggs. I also like this recipe because it just literally everything goes into the blender.
I was just gonna say that now. You don't have to worry about the dishes or who's going to clean up after you're done.
Yeah.
Everything goes in one. And if you like you that didn't mess, then it's just even easier to clean.
Yes. Okay, so we know we're very used to like medjool dates. These are Zamli dates.
Zamli dates?
And I suppose this is from another region, but I've never used them before besides like creating this recipe. I was like, I'm gonna try these guys. So you get them at Woolworths, and what's really cool about these is the fact that they literally are nature's little toffee candies. And they got the little pip inside, so I'll just break it with my hand, take the pip out. They are so decadent, and they taste like little caramels. It's so awesome. So if you're gonna add sweetness to a recipe, why not like add sweetness from like a fruit, and you get like additional flavors from it. So I'm gonna go in with like 3.
I think I need to offer Tabiso one of those because that's the only date he's going to be getting with that specs that he's been wearing on the show. Tabiso, I love you. We still love you. I mean, you are the most well-dressed man on the show.
Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. So everything's in there. You're gonna go with a bit of milk. That's gonna be your dry ingredient, your wet ingredient. If you want, you can actually use almond milk, rice milk, soy milk, oat milk. Keep with the oat theme. Get it in there. If you were really, really like being pedantic about it, you can add water. So what we're gonna do now?
Get it in there. That color alone.
That's all you want to do. So what you can do is I'm using 70% dark chocolate, but you can use any other chocolates in front of you. I'm doing it because I want to be sure there's a healthy alternative. If you wanted to, you could actually blitz up your chocolate with this. I kind of like the idea of just breaking it up a little bit. So as it melts in the waffle iron, you get like little bits of chocolate in there. And I think that's really great. So you can taste and see the chocolate as well.
And here's again where I actually see the connection now with the salt in earlier. The salt and the chocolate together paired will just give that finishing.
That little finishing touch. So now I sprinkle my chocolate. You can go, like you can add more chocolate. I kind of like the speckles of the chocolate as you get in the batter as well. So once you mix it through with a little spoon. This is such a simple recipe, but it's so satisfying. Like I said, again, if you're trying to be healthy, a treat like this really satisfies and does the job.
Definitely.
So pour it into your waffle iron or pour it into a pan. Little speckles of chocolate are going to start melting immediately. You close that down, and I swear about like 2 minutes later, they come out looking so beautiful. All I want to do to finish it, like normally I would like, if these were normal waffles at home, I would hit them with like cream, make it like a toffee sauce and pour it over. But we're being smart, we're being healthy. So you actually get a beautiful indulgent flavor from using like thick cream, and it's on Daily Difference right now. So a little bit of that, that's on top. A little bit of honey if you want, optional right now. And that's all you need.
Just like that, of course, you want to get your hands on this recipe, expressoshow.com. But don't leave your seats because in just a moment, Kat has a surprise for all of us.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. Of course, it is a treat Tuesday with Tuesday Tunes. We've got Katlego Maboye and Jordan Tui performing the prayer. This a dedication to all the frontline workers, but of course, all the students and the learners and the teachers who are going back to school during this week. It's for safety and health and protection. Take it away, guys.
Just wait. Let this be our prayer. When we lose our way, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe.
La luce che tu dai
I pray we'll find your light
nel cuore resterà
and hold it in our hearts.
a ricordarci che
When stars go out each night,
l'eterna stella sei nella mia preghiera.
let this be our prayer.
Quanta fede
Shadows
c'è,
follow day.
lead us to a place,
Guide us with your grace.
give us faith so we'll be saved. Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno di la mano al suo vicino, simbolo di pace e fraternità. La forza che ci dà
We ask that life be kind
desiderio che
and watch us from above.
uno trovi amore
We hope it so will find
interno e dentro sé.
another soul to love. Let this be our prayer. Let this be our prayer.
Just like every child,
Just like every child
needs to find a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved. E la fede che hai accesso in noi, sento che ci salverà.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.